today we're doing 5.6, which is the law of cosines. The law of cosines is used when the law of sines cannot be. So for the law of sines, you have to have a ratio. You have to have three pieces of information to put into those ratios. The law of cosines, you can have all different information and nothing goes together. So that's what we're going to talk about today. So I think the best way to do is I'm going to give you the three law of cosine equations to start with. So we can get them in your notes and on your card. And then we're going to work from there. So first one is if I need side A, it is a squared equals b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of A. The second equation is if I need side B, it would be b squared equals a squared plus c squared minus 2ac cosine of B. And the last formula is if I need C, c squared equals a squared plus b squared minus 2ab cosine of C. Now on the SAT, they give you these formulas on the front page, just so you know. Those are always there for you to see. They don't expect you to memorize them. That's why I'm giving you a card as well. So we're going to work with one of these. Let's just start off with, let me get a triangle here. Yes, I want them on both your notes and your card. So go ahead and get those written down, and let me get my triangle set up so you can see how this works. So there are two different instances when you're going to be using these. It's either if your triangle is side angle side, which is the case of the one I've just drawn, or if your triangle is side side side. Okay, because you won't have any angles to use. All right, so you'll notice that we have angle A, but we don't have side A. We have sides B and C, but neither of those angles. So law of sines isn't an option. So we're going to have to do the law of cosines first, and then we'll do the law of sines to find the rest of the triangle. So you only have to do the law of cosines once to find the one piece of information you need, and then you can do the law of sines. All right? So we are going to start by finding side A. So in this case, we have a squared equals b squared, which is 14 squared, plus c squared, which is 12 squared, minus 2 times 14 times 12 cosine of 42. So you're going to grab your calculator, of course, make sure you're in degrees. So I get a squared equals 90.303, hopefully. Okay, so then how do I get a by itself? Square root it. So that means side A. $9.5. So over here I have 9.5. So now I have a ratio I can use to do the law of sines to find the rest of it. Right? I can do the sine of 42 over 9.5 equals the sine of B over 14. Just so you have the one piece of information you use to do the law of sines. Okay? So I'm not going to finish this triangle because, obviously, but I do want to talk about, so in this case, I did side angle side. And so every time we do side angle side, we can set it equal to the one we need, right? And square root that one. However, the one that's a little bit tougher is if it's a side, side, side. So let's talk about that. Because you're going to have to do a little bit more algebra skills, right, Michael? All right. So let's go with example number 1, actually. Here we go. Example 1. And this is all you are doing for 1 through, we're doing odds or evens today. What did I decide? Odds. Okay. 1 through 15 to start with. 1 through 15. All right. Solve the triangle. So let's say I have side A is 12. Side B is 21. And let's say side C is 32. All right, so we have no angles. We have side, side, side here. So we've got to decide what angle we want to solve for first. We've got to decide which one. Emma, you choose. Which angle do you want to solve for? A. Okay. So that means we're going to use the top equation that we just wrote down on our card, right? So it starts with A squared. So we have 12 squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2 times A, or sorry, times B, my bad, times B times C cosine of A. Well, the problem is this whole thing right here, this is your coefficient on the cosine. So you can do these two and subtract it to the other side, but then you have to divide by that one. You have to make sure we do it in the correct order of operations. All right, so we can start here. 12 squared is obviously 144 equals, I'm going to put these two together to begin with. So I have 21 squared plus, thank you. So I have 1465. We can also then put this coefficient together. So minus, we're going to times 2 times 21 times 32. 1344? Okay. Cosine A. So now I have to subtract my 1465 to the other side. I'm going to subtract 1465 from both sides. (21) equals negative 1344. Oops, 1344. Cosine A. Now what? You're going to divide by the negative 1344. Divide by negative 1344. 0.98 what? 0.983 equals cosine A. So what is it I put in my calculator in order to find what that angle is? Cosine inverse. So cosine inverse of 0.983. Point what? 10.62 is angle A. So I've got angle A equals 10.6362, right? So now that I have an angle, I can go back to the law of sines, because now I can do a ratio to find the rest of them. Okay? Questions on this? You love this? Okay. Do I need another example of solving the triangle using the law of cosines? I can go on to area? Okay. I have 2 more formulas I need you to put on your card. We have, what? Today? Yes. Area of a triangle. We have 2 different ways to find the area. One of them is A equals or area equals 1/2 BC sine of A, or it can be the area equals 1/2 AC sine B, or it can be the area equals 1/2 AB sine C, depending on the information you have. This is one formula for the area of a triangle, which we're going to use in a second. I want you to put the other one down as well. This is called Heron's formula. This also finds you the area of your triangle. First of all, if you do not have an angle, we use Heron's formula. To find Heron's formula, first you take S equals, you add side A plus B plus C, and you divide by 2. That's step 1. Then, I'm going to move this up a little bit. Your area is going to equal the square root of S times S minus A times S minus B times S minus C. Yes, please. No. So those are the ones we need on our card. And now we're going to do examples of both, or all of them. It doesn't matter as long as you know where they're at. It's all about you. It's what you need, how you can find it. Okay? All right. So we're going to go with example number 2. Example 2, this is going to be 17 and 19. Find the area of the triangle. And maybe we have A equals 52 degrees. Side B equals 14 meters. And side C equals 21 meters. So this is going to go back to our original, the first formulas I gave you, right, for the area of a triangle. So A equals 1/2. We have B times C. Oops. So my B is 14, my C is 21. And then we do the sine of 52. And you grab your calculator and you type it all in. Eight, 4? Okay. And it is area, so technically this would be meters squared if we were putting a label on it, right? All I did was type that equation directly, excuse me, directly into my calculator, okay, with the information I had. Any question on that one? Okay. Example number 3 then. Example 3 is going to take the 21 through 27, the rest of it. Using Heron's formula, find the area of the triangle with sides. Let's go A equals 5, B equals 9, and C equals 7. So to do Heron's formula, we start with S equals 5 plus 9 plus 7 divided by 2, excuse me, 2. So let's see, that's 1621 divided by 2, right? Did I add that right in my head? So that's the first thing we need. Now to find the area, we have A equals the square root of 10.5 times by 10.5 minus 5 times by 10.5 minus 9 times by 10.5 minus 7. Now, I personally like to go through and simplify these. So this would be like 5.5. This one would be 1.5. And, of course, this would be 3.5. Excuse me, 3.5. I personally prefer to do that than typing the whole thing in, but that's me. So go ahead and put this into your calculator. Let's see if we can get the right area to come up. Yes, it does equal 17.41. Okay, so today is all about formulas. It's really just plugging stuff in to the formulas I've given you to find what we need. Okay? Do I have any questions? So, I mean, you've got 20 minutes in here right now. There should be no reason not to have our homework completed for tomorrow. This is pretty straightforward. Okay, go ahead and get started.